Succession planning is something that every business needs to do, but unfortunately, most people don't spend the time thinking about it. Let me give you a scenario. Okay, you're doing a good job. You've got your chief lieutenant who's doing incredible work doing what they're doing. In fact, they probably, in due time, might be able to take over your role, or frankly, would be looking outside of your group for that next role. And so you decide that you're going to be the gatekeeper. You're going to just keep them there because they're just pumping away and they're doing a great job, etc. Right? And that's probably one of the worst things you can do. And partly because you're not giving them space to grow, right? And by the way, if you don't do that within the organization, they're going to leave, right? Which isn't good for the organization. But still, gee, they're doing such a good job. You want to keep them down there. Bad move. So one of the things that you can do is you can say, okay, listen, who are the people that are likely to succeed me? If I go outside to bring somebody in, that means it'll be very dispiriting to all the people who think that they've got a shot at your particular role. On the other hand, if you say, well, it could be one of these three people, I'm not so sure which, one technique you can use is you can actually give each of these people larger and larger projects, ones that expose them to other parts of the organization, other parts of your job, right? That give them a chance to grow and for you to observe actually how they actually do. Because if they are successful at that, then you can give them bigger and more responsibilities. And eventually you're at a point where you're saying, okay, maybe they can take the job. The problem with succession planning is it assumes you're now no longer going to be in your role. So where are you going to be? Some advice I was given a number of years ago was do your best to make yourself redundant, right? In terms of using people underneath you to do bits and pieces of your job. It provides great growth and career enrichment and job satisfaction for those underneath. It challenges them to be better. Okay, but it also frees up some of your time to do things that perhaps only you can do. And so in a growing organization, even though you might have the same title, your responsibilities become more and more and more and more important. And so therefore, the kinds of things that you can be doing and should be doing are constrained by the fact that you don't have the time or you don't have good people underneath you who can take bits and pieces of your job. So, if you're able to say, yes, I'm going to recapture some time, I'm going to give these people some more responsibilities, then you'll have the question of saying, well, gee, maybe I'm just reinventing myself and reinventing the job. And that becomes something that's very powerful, both for you, but also for the people that report to you.